This is 5 on your side at noon. Focused on you.
And we begin at noon with breaking news. A woman is dead after being shot by a St. Louis police officer. It happened in South St. Louis this morning. We have a crew on the scene. We've learned about 30 minutes ago, a St. Louis police major confirmed the woman is in. She was in a wanted vehicle.
Are you ready?
Police tell us she put a gun to her chin and shot herself after being struck twice by police for not complying. All right, Travis Cummings is live for us. He has more on this developing story. Travis?
Yeah, Kate, we just actually had to move our crew down the street. We did hear gunshots just a couple of minutes ago, so we did want to get to safety. But I can tell you this, about 30 minutes ago, St. Louis Major Janice Bachstruck, she said that a woman in her 20s was in a wanted vehicle, put a gun to her chin and shot herself after two St. Louis police officers struck her a couple of times for not complying. Now, this street here was packed with police just a moment ago, emotional family members. I can tell you the scene was widespread because it was right near Laclede Park here at Iowa and Gasconade. The Force Investigation Unit was on scene for the last couple of hours. They towed a white van. Now, they say that this was all in connection to a shooting earlier in Bell Fountain when the wanted vehicle was flagged by cameras in the area. This particular individual, the woman who was shot this afternoon, they said that she went into a restaurant and shot at someone who was inside working at the White Castle in Bell Fountain. Now, we don't know the injuries of that person at this moment right now, but I can tell you again that the woman in her 20s was shot by police after not complying. They caught her vehicle here in this area in South City. She did not comply, and she ended up putting a gun to her chin and killing herself this evening. Now, Kay, this is very preliminary. This investigation is still unfolding. Mayor Janice Bachstruck says she's going to the station right now to get details. I can tell you that the officers have been put on administrative leave at the time. They were not hurt. No officers were hurt. No others were hurt in the situation in terms of the people that live in this area, but all of this is unfolding. We'll bring you the latest online once we learn more. For now, we're live in South City. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
And Travis, you face some challenges there in the location where you're broadcasting live. Tell us what's been happening.
Yeah, Kay, so obviously so many emotional family members, they've been here gathered on the scene since we got here earlier this morning, a couple of hours ago. There were several cousins asking questions. A man who had just said that that was his sister started screaming just feet away from me before we heard those gunshots. Our photojournalist and myself got into our vehicle and we moved to a safer location.
So you were at a different location, heard gunshots, and had to leave immediately, correct?
No, we were actually standing right outside of Laclede Park where that wanted vehicle was found and where the woman was shot. But we moved there to get closer, to give you a better look. But after hearing those gunshots, we made that decision to move down the street here further in South City.
All right, well, stay safe, and I know you'll have more for us coming up tonight on 5 on your side at 4, 5, and 6. Thank you, Travis. We have new information now about a rescue effort on the Big River in Jefferson County. We're told the woman crews had been searching for overnight has been found safe near Burns Mill. Firefighters in High Ridge say there's not any indication whether the woman was in the water. They responded to a call that a woman was unaccounted for at Rockford Park. Crews used drones and boats to look for her until calling off the search last night about 10 o'clock. New at noon, Gordon Moore Park in Alton now open. It had been closed for almost 2 months. The city's mayor announced Wednesday the park has been deemed safe by the state's Mine Safety and Health Administration, but the soccer fields and a ball field, they will remain closed. The neighboring Spencer Olin Golf Course will reopen tomorrow. This is what shut everything down. A massive sinkhole formed in the soccer field June 26th. It grew to 200 feet wide and 50 feet deep. Officials say the sinkhole developed after an underground mine collapsed.
All right, turning our attention to the weather impact forecast. Well, you know, we had all that lightning last night, some heavy rain, almost a half an inch at Lambert. St. Charles, about just over a quarter of an inch of rain. But I checked Webster Groves. That seemed to be the highest amount, almost an inch of rainfall. But that really is strobe lightning happening frequently last night in many areas. So now we're clearing and looking at St. Charles. It looks fantastic. It is still hot. It is still humid. And we're at 89 degrees, almost 90. And that feels like temperature, that's going to be high. It feels like 97. We'll be close to 100 throughout the day today with the humidity and that dew point way up there all day long. As we head into the afternoon, probably low 90s for high temperatures. We're not really expecting any higher than that, but it's going to feel higher than that. In fact, that feels like temperature. Let's check that. Near 100 all the way through the afternoon into the early evening. We fall back into that feels like temperature in the mid 90s for highs. Severe weather chances, well, there's a spot shower or storm chance, mainly south and west. We'll talk more about that coming up in Maine weather.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Jim. A controversial decision by the Francis Howell School District. During last night's meeting, the board passed a policy on how gender is discussed with students. The new policy bans teachers and staff from speaking with students about gender identity unless they have permission from parents or guardians. Another policy requiring students to use a restroom or locker room that matches the gender on their birth certificates has been tabled indefinitely. St. Louis Mayor Tashora Jones asking employers to help working parents ease into the new school year. Jones posted a video on social media calling for understanding as parents adjust to a new transportation plan being used by the St. Louis School District. It's using mass transportation to get students to and from school.
These are trying times for St. Louis families, but if we all work together, we can get this school year off to a great start and help our babies get what they need to set them up for success.
More than 1,000 high school students will use public transportation this year. Classes start on Monday. Some homeowners in Arnold aren't happy about the city's plan to build a new road. Last night, they had the chance to speak out about the Arnold Parkway project. It's a proposal that would displace several residents. 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend has more on the fiery meeting.
They showed up early and packed the parking lot at Arnold City Hall. Once inside, you can see about 200 people line the walls and filled every seat at the city council meeting.
I believe that all of the citizens should be outraged, and it looks like they are.
Citizen after citizen.
And you told me that the project was going through and you were going to push eminent domain.
Fired off about the Arnold Retail Corridor Transportation Development District's plan to build a 2-mile, 2-lane road that would connect Highway 141 and Richardson Road. Alan Luffy has lived in Arnold for more than 20 years.
We didn't have a chance to vote on it. I think it's underhanded. It's useless.
City officials say the $75 million project would connect the city's northern and southern commercial districts. They say acquiring a large section of the popular Water Tower Place shopping center and 38 homes is needed to achieve the plan. But fuming neighbors say they do not want to give up their homes and businesses. At one point during the meeting, there was this heated exchange between Mayor Ron Counts and this neighbor.
I'm not under a gag order. I don't know what it is. Politicians do not tell the truth.
Monday, the owners of the shopping center filed a lawsuit to stop the project, saying the city acted in secret for the past 3 years to develop the plan. Sarah Lurkins and her group, Citizens Against the Construction of Arnold Parkway, circulated a petition to recall the mayor and other council members.
Nothing will be good for the city of Arnold if you're talking about building a road that's dangerous, forcing people out of their homes, and forcing businesses out of the plaza.
That was Robert Townsend reporting. More than a dozen people spoke at the meeting. None of them support the project. Nearly 4,000 residents also signed another petition against it. No final decision has been made. Ernesto targeting Bermuda. Still ahead, we update the path and timing of the latest hurricane moving toward the Gulf.